Morning.
Are you serious?
As of today, we are going to be sharing. I did send you an email.
Oh, did you?
There are going to be some big changes made in the way we operate.
And what kind of changes was it you had in mind, Lorraine?
We need to cut 30% of our running costs.
How much?
It's all here in the accountant's report.
Right, so now your accountant makes the decisions about how we run the school, does he?
No, but we need to be much more efficient if we want to stay viable. Both on the teaching side of things and on external contracts. Catering, maintenance, IT. And I need your input, Michael. Which is why when I'm here, sharing a space is a good idea. I've also been thinking about you.
Oh.
Don't look so worried. You're like this. I think it's time you went back into the classroom.
Teaching?
Yeah. You're highly qualified and in a subject we're struggling to cover. We can't afford to waste those skills. I've asked Sonia to timetable you in for a couple of classes today.
Today?
Yep. You're going to be great.
All right, and what are you going to be doing in my absence, Lorraine? Acting head of school?
Now, that is a job I would never want to do. Now, I've got this catering contract for a start. We've our final pitches today.
Well, I hope Maggie's one of them.
Yeah, somewhat surprisingly, given the cock-up with last week's interviews.
It doesn't surprise me.
You're so loyal, Michael.
Anything else you want to share with me, Lorraine? We're moving the school to Latin America or hosting the Commonwealth Games?
No, that's all. Good luck in the classroom. Oh, Maggie, still waiting for your final figures?
It'll be with you before lunch, is that okay?
Sure. Well, it's worth getting right. People need to see that reducing costs doesn't mean you have to reduce on quality.
You don't want much, do you?
All you need to do is make a good pitch and convince me we should stick with you, all right? See you then.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to win any popularity contest.
Except with me. So, you know the brief.
Yeah.
Remember, it's not just about how they teach. It's numbers of pupils, curriculum duplication. Any areas where we can cut back on wasted resources.
You know it's going to ruffle a few feathers.
They need to be ruffled.
You still haven't told me how Michael took the news about me observing. You haven't told him.
Look, he's going to be fine, all right?
Oh, what? It's like his first lesson in a million years. He's going to just love having me watch his every move.
I'm sure you'll make him feel at ease. You're good at that. So, you...
Wow. It's so good of you to do this.
Just needed a bit of oil.
Don't be so modest. Hey, Lorraine. This is Indali.
Oh, I've heard good reports. Apparently you were a godsend last week. I owe you one.
Lorraine! He's been really helpful this morning. He's fixed Audrey's blind, Tom's shelves, my lamp and my desk. Not to mention all them lockers.
Sonia, what's your point?
Well, we haven't had a decent maintenance team since your last review.
Not that I have to justify myself to you, but the last team were useless. And expensive.
Yeah, well, he could be a affordable alternative. And there's loads to keep him busy, yeah?
And Darley, you've obviously won my sister over. She tells me you're looking for work.
Oh.
I could offer you a trial, say a few days a week to start with.
Well, I wasn't, but thank you. That would be great.
That's assuming you have the right to work here.
Right.
Yes, I have a student visa.
Good. Give your details to Sonia. We'll see how it goes. That is sensational. If we were deciding on taste alone, you'd be home and dry. Now, where were we?
I was just saying that while I've built this business up from scratch, I have plenty of experience dealing with high volume. I know all about getting supplies at rock-bottom prices and about the importance of keeping the customer happy.
Very impressive. Oh, and I love the webpage, where pupils can view the menus the day before and suggest changes.
That was my son Naz's idea. He's my right-hand man.
It's a strong bid. Thank you, Mr. Hack.
Thank you, Miss Donnegan. We would love to partner you at Waterloo Road.
Oh, and I'll see you at lunchtime. Very innovative thinking. So far, none of our other bidders have thought about bringing samples.
Can't be much longer. He's been in there ages.
Really?
Yeah. You'll be all right, though, eh? Part of the furniture. Mind you, she has been talking about changing that and all lately.
Thanks again, Mr. Hack.
Thank you.
You?
You two know each other? Don't look so nervous.
Sorry. Means a lot to me, working here at Waterloo Road. Hell of a lot.
Of course it does. But now you need to focus. Tell me what kind of efficiencies you'd like to introduce.
Well, on the numbers, I think you'd be getting a good deal. We're based solely in-house, so there's no overheads. We're not taking any profits out, and of course, I've got the experience.
Ah, well, experience is great, but only if you've been doing the right things.
Which we have. We've moved with the times. Fresh food, nutritional guidelines, low fat, low salt, low sugar. We've ticked all the boxes.
You're not alone in that, of course.
Really?
You and Mr. Hack seem to have very similar ideas and almost identical costings.
Well, I don't see how. Years of experience has gone into that bid.
Yeah, I was surprised too. But I know he had a lot of input from his son. He must have been keeping an eye on how you operate.
Naz.
Yeah, he helped put their bid together.
I bet he did. Excuse me. Oh, and look at that. His bid is just a little bit less than mine. Miraculously. He's just undercut me pitch.
You need to calm down.
Can't you see that they're cheats? My spreadsheet went missing this morning. Now this explains it.
All right, so it's industrial espionage, is it?
It's not funny. This is my livelihood.
Mrs. Budgeon, I can see you're upset, but please don't blow this.
If you don't believe me, what chance have I got?
No, Maggie, wait a sec.
Sounds to me like Maggie might be running a bit of a dirty tricks campaign. Don't look so shocked, it does happen. I just didn't think Maggie had it in her.
I take it you've already awarded Mr. Hack the contract?
Nah, but I'm thinking about it. Oh, cheer up. Any money we save is going to go straight into the teaching budget.
Fine. But as head of the school, I'd like to err on the side of caution.
What are you saying?
That I don't want anyone from Prince of Spices working here yet. The whole process has been compromised.
It's a bit late for that. He's already in the kitchens.
What?
Mr. Hack, free taster meals. It was part of his pitch.
Well, how do you think Maggie will react to that?
This is my workplace.
Lorraine has given me permission.
And I have dinners to prepare.
Then go prepare them.
You know what? You might have nicked me figures, but you're not nicking me kitchen.
You need to see a psychiatrist, lady. My son came up with those figures. It was a fair fight. And by your attitude, it's one I think you know you've already lost.
This how you carry on then? Using a young girl to do your dirty work.
What young girl?
Son slept with to get my figures.
No, but this is just fantasy. If our bid's the best, it's because my son and I understand the business.
Go and serve your muck somewhere else.
Will someone please tell her I have permission to be here?
Mr. Hack, I'm afraid an accusation's been made as to how the tender was conducted.
Thank you.
So, until I've had a chance to investigate this matter fully, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you to leave the kitchen.
What accusation?
Well, it seems that your son and a fellow pupil of his conspired to steal some documents from Mrs. Budgeon.
You know what? She's lying. Hey, I know my son. What, so I can't serve my food now? I've prepared hundreds of pounds worth of stock.
I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do about it.
It's back over to you again, Maggie.
So, does this mean I've got the contract then?
No, it does not. I appreciate your passion, Mrs. Budgeon, but your attitude today has left a lot to be desired. And I'm seriously thinking about putting the whole contract out to tender again.
Happy now?
Come in. Mr. Budgeon.
Do you have a minute?
Sure.
I know that the world is a brutal and hard-nosed place, but all I'm asking for is a bit of compassion.
I'm nowhere near making any decisions on the future of the English department.
Wasn't talking about the English department. No, I'm sure you know that that's in very safe hands. Mrs. Budgeon? The beating heart of the school. Irreplaceable, I'd call her.
It's an old cliche, but no one's irreplaceable. Yeah, her pitch was actually very good, until she let her emotions get the better of her. But if the worst comes to the worst, you can always tender again. In 2 years' time?
2 years, yeah. It's unlikely to be much use to me.
Well, this is a pleasant surprise.
You get the best of both worlds. His wholesale contacts and my day-to-day expertise.
Between us, we do cover a lot of bases.
You're sure you two can actually work together without coming to blows?
Of course. I'm a very easy person to get along with.
Yeah, she never actually hit me with her ladle.
I really appreciate you putting this bid together at such short notice. And in truth, you two were the standout candidates. But
I have to say it. That is one hell of a physique.
Yeah, he's quite fit. She can keep him. He ain't my bag.
Me neither.
hey, so give me the headline notes.
Well, someone's tipped them off that they were being observed. Christine practically had a welcome that out.
Not to worry. I expect Michael had a quiet word. So, what'd you find out?
Well, there's definitely things we can improve.
Right.
And undersubscribed classes are also an issue. History, especially.
So why don't you meet me back at mine? Tell me the rest then. I'm gonna have to go and see Michael. Reassure him that his little kingdom isn't falling apart.
Okay.
Oh, Nikki. Thanks. Apparently you still cut it in the classroom.
And presumably she thought the same thing about everyone else.
It's a good standard, but I still want everything on the table here, including our approach to teaching.
I'll handle our approach to teaching. I need to know exactly what kind of changes you have in mind, particularly after today's catering debacle.
Wasn't a debacle. That was the market in action. It's exactly what we need.
You actually think that?
People up their game, didn't they? Look at Maggie. The new catering contract is 20% less than last year. Michael, I hope you can accept that this is the way forward.